Hey guys, welcome back. So this is really exciting, at least for me, because I've been wanting to do like a hits or miss type of segment because I try a lot of products and my friends call me the return queen because I am not ashamed of returning makeup or anything that does not work for me because I don't like to pile things up that do not work for me. If it doesn't fit right, if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't wear well, if it doesn't feel well, I don't want to keep it. That's money that's just sitting there, and I like to invest in my things. And if I'm going to go out and try a new product and it ranges between $30 to $50 or under 30 or 20 or 5, whatever, I want it to work. You know, everything is different for everybody, so some things work for some people, some things don't work for other people, but I love to buy things. I don't care how much it is, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, I will return it. So since I happen to go through like makeup frequently, because I do wear makeup a lot, and there's always new stuff coming out for every collection, spring, summer, fall, winter, whatever. Every line is like coming out with new stuff left and right. Like there's always new stuff on the market. I always see like people put up videos like hits or misses, whoops or womps, hot or not, stuff like that. And I just think it's so genius because you get to like really try out a product and then tell people what you think. So I like watching those when I can relate to that person. So after all that, this is my first official segment of I see or I know. So the reason I came up with that name was because I always say the saying I see, like, I don't know. I get it from Dominican music. There's this song that this girl's always like, I see. And it always stuck. Once I heard it, it just stuck to my head. So every time someone says something like on Facebook and they're like, oh, let's do this, I'm always like, I see. Like, that's just my thing. And I don't spell it like A-H-I, which is like the correct word, the correct spelling. I spell it A-Y-Y-Y-Y, like I-A, basically like A. But in Spanish, I say I see. And then since I do that, I was like, let me do a segment of I see or I know. So clearly, I see would mean I love it, it works, this is amazing. I know is no, this is garbage, at least for me. So welcome to the first segment of I see, I know. I'm so excited. I hope you guys like it because I love it and I just thought it would be perfect for me. All right, so I'm going to be talking about 3 different products today. Usually I'm gonna want to keep this short. I'm definitely gonna try to keep this as short as I can, but I want to give you a little background of the name, how I thought of it, and my reasoning why I want to do this whole segment. So that this video is going to be a little bit longer, but I'm going to be going through 3 products today and letting you know if it's an I see or an I know, because I'm normally just going to be doing them on one product, so it can be a nice short, maybe 3 to 4 minutes, under 4 minutes type of video. The first one is these OCC stained gloss test tubes. So OCC is obsessive compulsive cosmetics. They're known for their lip tars. They now have like eyeliners, lip liners, and they came out with little glosses, and they're like super miniature. And the set I bought, I actually got 4 colors and then little black dress. I like the staying power of them, and they do stain a little bit, or they do stain actually. But my thing with these are they're a little goopy to apply. They're not overly sticky, but they're definitely sticky. They do have good color payoff. I just don't care for them because I don't like them. Like, they don't make me go crazy. They're not like amazing. They're not anything like super special. I don't regret buying it, but I don't know, like I don't wear oranges. Pinks I hardly wear. I wear more like magentas or berry colors, and then baby pinks make my teeth look like I spread butter all over them. Like they look super yellow. So I don't like baby pinks. But here is the, I don't know, I guess the deal breaker. If you guys like these types of colors and you like more a gloss finish versus lipsticks, then these would work really nice for you, because as you can tell, they do have good color payoff. But they're just such shocking colors, minus this one, but it's a super pale pink, and I don't like that personally on me. I used to back in the day, but now I just don't prefer that color on me. So I mean, they're not bad, but I definitely wouldn't go out running and purchasing some more colors or anything, especially when I can get really good lip glosses from the drugstore. I rather have a regular doe foot applicator, touch up, and go. So for these OCC lip stain or stained glosses, I'm gonna say I know, just personal preference. Next is this No7 beautifully matte primer. So it's a makeup base, basically a primer, and it stops shine for a matte finish and improves blemishes. Keeps shiny skin under control all day long with this mattifying oil-free base. Light reflecting particles, helps disguise fine lines and flaws. So I've seen this in a few places. I learned about it on YouTube. I have very oily skin, like crazy oily skin, and it's mostly like in my T-zone. I call it my eye zone because it's literally like my entire chin, my entire nose, the sides of my nose, and my like the whole center of my forehead. So I figured I'd give this a try. I always go, and it's always sold out at Target. So clearly people love it because it's always sold out. So I finally bought it. It's only $9.99, which is a great deal for a primer, because primers, even like from NYX, they range from $12 to $13, and everything else is pretty much up there. So I appreciate something, you know, being $10. So I gave it a chance. I wore it like 4 days straight, almost a week, not an entire week, but I wore it under different conditions. I wore it when I was gonna be outside. I wore it when I was just gonna be running small errands where I was in my car in AC. I wore it just around the house, and then I wore it when I was at night. I wore it during the day when I was gonna be outside. I wore it when I was just gonna run errands, be in and out of places where there's AC, and then at night, and then just in my house. Every time I wore it, my face got shiny. I do moisturize, and I use a moisturizer, a gel moisturizer that helps control my oils as well, and then I use a primer on top. I mostly use it in my eye zone, because that's where the most oils are, so I want that to be super concentrated, and I'm trying not to put too much primer around my face because I feel like my skin has been like oily combination. It's not oily everywhere, so I don't want to mattify in areas that maybe it doesn't need mattifying, if you get what I'm saying. So I wore it definitely in my oil zones, and when I went out for literally a second, I went out to go pick up my friends' kids from school when I sometimes I babysit, and I went literally from my car, walked all the way up to the school to pick up the little girl, walked back, got in my car, then went to go pick up the other one from daycare, walked back to my car, and then went outside to like help get all the stuff once I got in. And by the time I got inside, my face was like I put oil on it. It was so gross. So I was like, all right, it's really hot, whatever, let me keep trying this. So the next day, I just had a few errands to run, hardly went out. I was out for under an hour. They came right back home, but I was in the AC in the whole time in my car, and then I was in the AC when I was at the mall, and then by the time I came back, oily again. Mind you, I was in AC most of the time. The only time that I was not was when I walked into the mall, and I didn't park far at all. So just those little things just trigger my oils when it's super hot, and it just makes me look super shiny and greasy. Clearly that didn't help either. Went out at night, I wasn't as oily, but I definitely, like, my oils just seeped right through. Whereas when I use my other stuff that I'm probably gonna do a video on how I prime my face, and like skincare, because lately I've been attempting to do skincare more frequently. Like, I have my oils under control more, and I've been out in longer periods in this hot weather in Florida, and my skin still will be held down by the primers and the moisturizer and everything. So needless to say, I'm just giving you like examples of what I've done to really test this out. It does not work for me. I've seen some girls who have oily skin and they're like, this is everything, this is amazing, this works so great. It just doesn't work for me. I must be oilier than them, or I just have different skin. Everyone's skin reacts different. So if you have really oily skin, try it out, and if it doesn't work, return it. I get this at Target. It just did not work for me, and it sucks because I would have loved to just live off of a $10 primer versus my Murad oil-free oil control lotion, whatever it's called. That's like $35. So, you know, it's unfortunate it doesn't work for me, but I'll definitely be returning this. And last but not least, I was trying to keep this video like under 15 minutes and I'm going on 16 minutes. This is so annoying. All right, so next is this gets I know. No. All right, so next is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I feel like you're gonna know my answer to this because I already told you I'm returning these two products. So this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, which is basically like a dupe for Anastasia's Brow Wiz. I learned about this on What Would Lizzie Do because she has like a whole new brow routine. I freaking love that girl. She's so hilarious and she keeps it so real. Like, if you have not ran into What Would Lizzie Do on here on YouTube, I definitely recommend her. She's just so hilarious and she always is always constant on the new things. So she used this and the brow tint from Ulta or from NYX, I forgot which one, and she like absolutely loves it. She's like, this is so much better, I'm saving so much more money than the Anastasia pen that's like 20 bucks. So I was like, let me find you and let me try you. So I found it and I used it 3 times. Each time I wore it, my brows look so bad. I think it's just I don't have experience with brow pencils. I prefer shadow. I use not eyeshadow. I use the Anastasia shadow on my brows, and I actually used to use the NYX one, but I just don't like the color that the NYX brow powders have, so I like the Anastasia better. I think I'm just so used to using eyeshadows that venturing into a pencil just did not work for me. I tried it, you know, I tried it 3 times. I wore it around the house. I tried to like really like pretend to fake in the hair because my brows are so much thinner, but I felt like I was using too much. They were looking a lot more obvious and it was just, it didn't look great. A lot of people that I know use brow pencils and they look great. I just can't get the hang of it. I know if I probably give it more time and practice, I would totally be able to, but I already have my brow system down with my shadow, and it takes a lot less time than this. I felt like this one just took a lot more time, and I already take enough time with the eyeshadow, with the brow powder, so I was just like, no. Yes, this is cheaper, but the brow pencils, because you're using a lot more product, it runs out quicker, I think, personally. I'm not sure. I know my friend, she uses the Anastasia and she's always like, oh, it runs out so fast. I always have to repurchase it and it's so expensive, blah, blah, blah. So maybe this will work for someone like that, but for me personally, I don't like the look, I don't like the work, and I just rather stick to my Anastasia brow powder. So I'm gonna go with I Know for this as well. I promise you, I don't hate everything. It sucks that I started off with I Knows for 3 products, but I just want to give you my honest opinion. If you were thinking about getting those products, I suggest you still try them out, and if they work for you, awesome. If they don't, it's just not for everybody. So I hope you guys like this. I will definitely try to incorporate every other video of I See I Know to be like, it works, it doesn't work, or switch it up so you guys don't know, you guys can't predict what I'm going to say about the product, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was pretty fun because I get to review the product and how it worked for me. And again, give it a chance if you're still interested in it. Don't base it off of what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what my experience was. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.